What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with the news video. Now, anything can happen in the world of professional wrestling, and as always, we like to keep you updated on the latest happenings in and outside of the ring. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at your 28th October 2019 news, including more news on WWE's controversial t-shirt and the backlash surrounding it, Jake Hager's reaction to his latest MMA fight, the social media meltdown between AEW and WWE performers, more segments announced for Raw, some wild rumors and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the top story, as WWE is not accepting blame for the Jordan Myles t-shirt. The controversy over the WWE t-shirt for Jordan Myles continues, with some of Myles' colleagues weighing in on things. As we covered in our last news video, the WWE released a t-shirt for Myles that he saw as racially insensitive. Some have seen the t-shirt smile, what some would say a lawyer-friendly version of the Rolling Stones' iconic logo of a mouth with a tongue sticking out. Myles was outraged at the t-shirt and took to social media and encouraging supporters to protest by turning your photos black and white on Twitter and use the hashtag #ForTheCulture. Cedric Alexander rallied to Myles' side, changing his profile picture in support, as did a number of wrestlers. Crime Time Shad Gaspard shared his support and thoughts, tweeting, "If you don't understand the outrage, educate yourself. Your ignorance is part of the problem." Myles hasn't let up on expressing his disgust with the situation, tweeting the following, "They'll regret making this, #ForTheCulture." There were some questions about why Myles had taken this long to respond to the controversy. Writer David Bixben asked Myles online, So I missed this a month ago, but from a little quick research, they released and then will replace the problematic design last month. Did you not know about this until now?" Myles replied, "I've used this shirt as fuel. I knew the shirt existed and my soul hasn't been able to rest properly since I've laid eyes on it. My voice will be heard, my true opinion will be heard, and my people will have their moment." Just to drive his point home, Myles posted this, "I'll keep posting this till my voice is heard. I'm not sorry for anything I say or do. Representation is important. If this is Vince McMahon and Triple H's vision of me, then this is a slap in the face to every African American performer, fan, and supporter." Pro Sports Extra's Brad Shepard reported on the situation, and it doesn't seem to look good for Myles. An anonymous source in WWE had this to say about Jordan Myles' tweet on what he perceived as racially insensitive merchandise created for him. Was it a genuine mistake? Yes. Will they apologize? Maybe. Will he ever succeed in the company after today? No. However, several hours after the controversy hit on social media, WWE made an official statement. Albert Hardy Jr., aka Jordan Myles, approved this t-shirt for sale. As always, we work collaboratively with all our performers to develop logos and merchandise designs and get their input and approval before proceeding. This was the same process with Albert, and we responded swiftly once he later requested that the logo/t-shirt be redesigned. No t-shirts were sold. Now, we're not saying this is concrete, but didn't Myles previously mention the original design was going to be similar to the Rolling Stones logo? So perhaps he approved that. But whatever the case, WWE doesn't seem to want to take any of the blame, more or less saying that this was an oversight on the part of Jordan Myles. What do you guys think? Next up, Becky Lynch's latest boast. No doubt making a sly response to Jim Ross's verbal jab at Seth Rollins that he's not over as his girlfriend, i.e. Becky Lynch, the current Raw Women's Champion proclaimed, "Correction, I'm the most over in this whole damn business." Lynch was appearing in Puerto Rico when she made this statement. Do you guys agree? Next up, WWE superstar and domestic abuse survivor. Mia Yim isn't afraid to use her status as an NXT superstar to raise awareness about domestic violence. Recently, Yim, who is currently dating fellow NXT star Keith Lee, shared her story as a survivor of domestic violence. As sometimes happens, the trolls came out, but Yim hasn't let that stop her, tweeting, "Coming out as a domestic abuse survivor was scary, but I've since accomplished my dream of joining WWE. Some called me a liar or attention seeker. I wasn't. I was getting my power back after feeling so small. To all survivors, I see you. Share your story with #IamCredible. Next up, a social media Slamfest. The Wednesday Night War has turned into the social media Slamfest, with various wrestling personalities taking to social media, podcasts and other platforms to voice their thoughts on the WWE and AEW. First up was Jim Ross responding to the critics. Jim Ross came under fire from some fans after he defended AEW following Seth Rollins' comments likening AEW to the minor leagues. When a fan asked JR about how he felt about the verbal flag, the current AEW announcer tweeted, "Social media has helped some fans perceive that they are experts. Could it be the bored in the family basement syndrome? And it's the internet-influenced world in which we live. I've got too many blessings to worry about nonsense." But that wasn't it. Becky Lynch called out the AEW women's roster. The man Becky Lynch, added to the verbal vitriol, recently responded to Jim Ross's comments about Becky Lynch being more over than Seth Rollins. "Nothing but respect, JR. You are an amazing announcer. So go down to the locker room and announce that I would whoop your whole women's division any day of the week and twice on Sundays." AEW's Nyla Rose responded with a gif that read, "You underestimate how much I like a challenge." Wrestling's curmudgeon Jim Cornette is all on the disdain for AEW fans, and he also recently commented, "The quote-unquote wrestling is supposed to be stupid/silly crowd are squealing like a pig stuck under a gate on Twitter just cause I tell the truth about their pinhead outlaw mud show darlings. Half the AEW roster don't look like they could whip cream with a chainsaw. Not my fault." Cornette has complained about AEW and also seems fixated on AEW Shad Khan due to Khan making some major contributions to Donald Trump, a frequent target of Cornette's hate during his podcast and other appearances. But some have defended AEW's digital dealings. As you may recall, CM Punk was reportedly upset when AEW allegedly contacted him via text concerning his interest in working for the company. Recently, AEW's Nyla Rose spoke on the Women's Wrestling Weekly podcast to share her own experience dealing with AEW and how she too was contacted via electronic means about working for the promotion. The first call was a direct message. "A lot of people out there, we're very candid in discussing how things have operated." So a lot of people are like, "Oh, they are so unprofessional and like passing out deals and tweets." No, that's not what happened. There were feelers. You know, people are saying, "Hey, are you under contract? I'd like to discuss some things with you. You know, are you even at all interested?" So once we got that out of the way, once I realized I wasn't a practical joke, we exchanged phone numbers and went about things, the actual professional route. But yeah, the very first message I thought was a joke. I thought somebody was messing with me, cause here I am. I'm like, who's gonna sign little old me, right? Well, joke's on me, cause here I am. Maybe AEW should adopt ECW's old tagline, "AEW is not for everyone." Next up, Jake Hager heals up his Bellator finish. In case you missed it, AEW star Jake Hager fought at Bellator 221, with his match going to a no contest after he accidentally kneed his opponent in the groin, and the opponent was unable to compete. It looks like Hager might be using the finisher to boost his image as AEW's resident badass, with Hager tweeting, "Say what you will about last night, but I call BS. Guy would actually need a pair of balls for me to hurt him. He was scared and didn't want to fight. Honestly, this is all just nuts." Hager brought his AEW Inner Circle friends to Bellator 221, so why not bring some of his heat from Bellator back to AEW? Next up, the latest Chris Jericho t-shirt. Speaking of the Inner Circle, AEW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho has a new t-shirt out on last week's angle at AEW Dynamite, where Jericho and his Inner Circle teammates taunted Cody from apparent safety of a luxury box. Cody and friends crashed the suite, but were eventually removed because unlike Jericho, they didn't have tickets to the event. Jericho proclaimed, "Due to popular demand, #I've got a ticket shirts are available now for a limited time at that link. Have at it. #LeChampion. Next up, a quick Raw preview. The WWE has just added a match and a segment to the 28th October Raw, with Drew McIntyre battling Ricochet in a rematch from last week, and Jerry Lawler holding a special edition of the King's Court with Rusev and Lana. However, this edition will be called Divorce Court. And next up, a bit of crazy talk. Wrestlelamia would like to present a new feature in our news videos called Crazy Talk, the wild and crazy rumors going around. These stories are unconfirmed and speculative, but bear mentioning as they're out in the collective cyber consciousness. The first is the continued talk of the New Day turning heel. Frankly, we've heard about this one for the last year and a half, but it bears repeating due to Xavier Woods being out of action for up to a year and Kofi Kingston's uncharacteristic negativity of late. Could Kofi and/or Biggie return to playing heels, and would the fans boo them? The second is the rumors that John Morrison is ready to return to the WWE. While it's likely gonna happen, we don't know if it'll be in the ring or in a backstage role. And finally, CM Punk posted a picture of a Fox Sports microphone with the caption LOL, leading some to believe he might find a role in Fox Sports, or he might just be messing with the fans, as usual. But there you have it guys, the latest wrestling news. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.